What's going on, everybody? So I thought I would do an in-studio video because I have a studio now. Notice I do not have a bed behind me anymore. So that's a good thing, but I'm very proud of this space. Still a lot of work to be done. That's why the wall behind me is still very bare. There'll be artwork and sound paneling and cool studio looking stuff. I do have the soundboard here to kind of show it off a little bit. But the key is the lighting. Behind me, I got some ceiling lighting that I put in that you can use different colors. Here's the remote here, which gives it nice lighting, backlighting, which with the front lighting facing me makes for this much more polished, higher end look as opposed to my bedroom. So that's just a quick update. I thought I would do in studio so you could see it. But what I want to talk about today is mental health, but more specifically, taking a mental health day and what that really means. And it relates to me personally just recently. I worked myself to the bone and felt a crash. And I'll explain what that's all about. And then inevitably framed taking a day off as a mental health day, which then motivated me to do it healthy. And instead of just taking the day off and sitting home all day, I went out and did something fun that I like and that helps me. So here's the story. So for the last 4 weeks, I've been working my butt off for this studio. And I've had the lease 2 months, but it wasn't until the beginning of August that I could really start working on it. I signed the lease in July, but I had a bunch of travel for the month of July. So July was a wash. August hits, and now it's time to get busy and get serious with this thing. So I had to furnish it. I had to buy a new desk, table, chairs. This table right here, I got a storage cabinet that I had to assemble. There was a lot that went into this, and it took a lot of patience. And the way my brain works is I can obsess over something. It's the same way when I move from one apartment to the next. The reorganizing of your stuff and your new setup. Your kitchen's different. You get different closets. Your bedroom's different. How am I going to fit everything? Where is everything going to go? Like, I'm not a total neat freak, but I like having a place for everything and for everything to be in its place. And that was really bugging me in this room because it was just equipment scattered everywhere. And then also the headache of assembling stuff. I'm so done with assembling desks and tables and chairs and cabinets. I'm done. It's just I don't enjoy it. But also the overall picture is the planning. Well, what kind of desk do I want? Okay, I think I found the one I like, and then I narrow it down. I'm like, yep, that's the desk for me. And then you order it, and then you got to wait a few days, and then you start assembling it. And then you're like, well, let's get some new monitors, and let's get a monitor mount. So then you order those, and then those take some time to come in. Then you start shopping for a table, and then on and on and on. And you can't just sit down in front of Amazon one day and then order everything at once, get everything in 4 days, and then build everything in a week and be done. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. You go in phases. And the first phase for me was to set my desk up and create what's in front of me. You can't see it, but the lights and the new monitors and just my workspace. And then it was more furniture. And then the final step was this storage cabinet that you can't see, which was the final piece and the most important piece because it finally gave me that space to put stuff in and get organized and finally clean off the floor and just have a place for everything and then put everything in its place. I can't stress enough how badly I obsess over that. So it's been 4 weeks of just obsessing over this place and pushing and pushing and pushing, all while still doing my job and running my business and doing things with Skylar, and it was a lot. So what happens with me is when I kind of complete a phase or complete a milestone, I can disconnect a little bit and become vulnerable to a crash. Because of the last 4 weeks, it's all I've been focusing on. So I've been sort of suppressing stress, suppressing, mental stability, getting very emotional because I'm very attached to this and I'm putting a lot of passion into this. So it's very intense in all different ways. And then all of a sudden you're finally done a certain phase, a certain moment, a certain milestone. Then I feel like when that can happen, some people will then let their guard down, be like, okay, I'm finally done that little section of stuff. And then all that tension and stress that you were suppressing in order to stay focused then just comes washing over you. And that's what happens to me. And it's a crash. And that point for me happened leading into Labor Day weekend. And I'm like, dude, you're not going to the studio this weekend. Because I worked 4 weeks straight. Like I was in, on the weekends, assembling, building. It was just 7 days a week for 4 weeks working. Like, take the weekend off. But I know myself, and it looks good on paper, but I know what that usually happens. And what happens is I will isolate in a dark living room and binge watch TV and eat like a slob. And that's what I did. That's what ended up happening. I did a previous video where I said I needed to go for a drive, and I went to this pretty lake, did a quick video, and hinted at why I had to go for a drive. Well, now I'm explaining more in context of why I had to make that drive. Because I just found myself getting sucked in and feeling that grip and the depression coming in. And then when that happens, then now I lose all motivation, and then I start having imposter syndrome or self-doubt, lack of confidence, stressing about things that still need to be done, but also stressing on big picture stuff. Like, am I even doing the right thing? Like, my brain can just really get negative really quick. And it just can put me in a funk, which it did. Major funk over Labor Day weekend. But I did not come to the studio Saturday and Sunday. I didn't do it. I did a little bit of work at home. Some things I just can't avoid, like emails, and sometimes I just have to tend to things. But for the most part, I was a lazy SOB. So then Monday, actual Labor Day, I knew I wasn't going to be able to take it off. I just knew that. So I knew it had to be an office day or just a day of work. But with Skylar being off from school, that kind of put a monkey wrench in my normal weekday rhythm now, because normally I'm getting up early for her to get her ready for school. And so now that's throwing me off, and I'm just in a bad place, feeling icky and just like walking through sand or walking through water that's up to your hips. But I plow through and I do what I need to do, and I can't get home fast enough to then put on my PJs, sit in my chair, darken the living room, and watch my show. I should mention the show I'm binging right now is Breaking Bad. And if you're not familiar, it's a legendary show that has won every award possible, and it's so good. It's the third time I'm binging the show. It's 5 seasons, probably 60 episodes. So it's one of those shows you can't stop. So that's another thing I'm having to battle is I know what I'm doing is bad. I know it's not healthy for me, but what I'm watching is so good, I can't stop. So Monday, I could not get to that point again fast enough. I went right back into that shell Monday. Then I woke up Tuesday. Now, this is where the mental health day comes in, and the distinction between a mental health day or just taking time off and taking a day off, the difference between the two. When I woke up Tuesday, I was done. Like, I finally I thought I hit a wall Saturday. I thought I hit that wall Sunday. I thought I hit that wall Monday. But no, when I woke up Tuesday, I was done. I was fried. I couldn't even think straight. Looking at my computer made me dizzy. Like, I was like, this is not going to happen today. So I need to take time off. I'm like, I can't work today. I need to take the day off. So I'm calling in sick. But I'm not sick with the flu or COVID or a cold. No. I need mental health sick. I'm under the weather. So part of the benefits, one of the many benefits of owning your own business is schedule. It's flexible. And if you have meetings, you know what? Pretty much any meeting is free and up for rescheduling. People understand. So I was looking at 4 meetings on Tuesday, and I'm like, I can clean these out. And what I do is I email the client or I text the client, hey, look, I'm sorry, I'm a little under the weather today. I'm going to have to reschedule. Can I follow up with you later in the week? We'll set up a new time. And it's always like, yes, hope you feel better. It's always positive. So I cleaned out the day. Like, okay. But it's the final decision I made that you should make for a mental health day. And that is, what are you going to do with that time? What are you going to do? And I knew for me to finally get out of this funk and frame this as a mental health day. It's not just a day where I just don't have to work and worry about responsibilities. It's no, I'm pushing responsibilities to the side, but let's do something healthy. Let's focus on me and do something that will truly relax you. And it's not just not working, it's not working and doing something relaxing that's really going to refresh your body. And I've done it before and I did it again. My go-to is the zoo, the Memphis Zoo. I'm a member. It's like $100 a year for unlimited visits, free parking. It's a no-brainer. 2 visits, it's paid for. So I've been a member now. I just signed up again for my 3rd year. And I put it to you this way. When you're in a funk, go for a walk. So that's good. You get a little exercise. Just go for a walk. But then now you're getting sunlight. So you're getting vitamin D. So that's good too. Well, why not do those same things, but in a zoo? You're walking through a park. It just so happens that this park has gorillas and giraffes and zebras and sea lions and all these cool animals you can go watch. And my go-to, my number one is the gorillas. That's my number one exhibit. Memphis has 4 gorillas. And for the most part, they're just sitting around picking their butts, but it's still fun to watch. And it's in a nice shaded area, and the Memphis Zoo is really well done. It's very pretty. The exhibits they look good. The animals are definitely treated well. So there's a little sitting bench where you can sit and just look at those gorillas. And I'm mesmerized by gorillas. Just looking at them, they're so human-like. It's freaky. But I can sit there and just chill and hang with the gorillas for 20 minutes. And then go for a walk around, and I have my hit points. The cool thing about having a membership to the zoo is you could literally just go and say, you know what, I just want to look at the giraffes today, and 20 minutes later, you leave. Where if it's a special occasion to go to the zoo, you feel like you need to see every last inch of it. And I don't do that. I go, I walk around for an hour, and I make sure I see certain exhibits. I love the lions, the sea lions, and the giraffes. I like the rhinos because I feel like the rhinos are like small dinosaurs. The hippos, I got to go see the hippos, even though they're rarely outside of the water, and sometimes the water gets murky, so it's hard to see them, which is a bummer. But I have been there once where the actual hippopotamus is above water walking, and that's just a weird looking animal. But that was my way of actually having a mental health day. Like, clean your calendar, Derek. Let's not work, but let's use a coping skill. Let's be smart about it this time. Let's not do what you just did over the weekend, and let's repair this. And that's what I did. Gave myself a mental health day and took myself to the zoo and walked around for an hour, got some exercise, got some vitamin D, and then did what makes me relaxed, and that is watch these animals. And it put me in a better space. The rest of my day, I was able to get some work in eventually. At the evening time, I did open up the laptop and get some emails, but still was trying to be easy on myself and not beating myself up for taking the day off, just trying to be nice to myself and reminding myself that, dude, you work hard. You always work hard, but the last 4 weeks have been insane, and you're supposed to be tired. It's okay. You are supposed to be exhausted right now because you just worked 30 days in a row. Don't beat yourself up. Take some time off, but use the time wisely. And don't just take a day off. Take a mental day off. And now, as I record this, this is Wednesday for context. It's the day after my mental health day, and I'm better from it. I had my normal training session this morning with my trainer. That was nice. That really woke me up. Trust me, if it wasn't for him, I would have not gone to a gym this morning. But I was back in my routine, and it's good. And now I'm motivated again. So the moral of the story is, be nice to yourself. Don't beat yourself up. It's okay to take some time off. It's what you do with that time that's important. So, all right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that was helpful to some. I hope you enjoyed my purple wall. Hopefully the next time I do a video in here, you'll see some cameras mounted or some artwork or some paneling, and microphones on the table. I have all the audio gear. I have all the microphones and cameras. I have everything needed. Just haven't mounted and gone through that phase yet. The final step was a storage cabinet and this table. Once those were done, it was depression time. Yeah. But we got through it. All right, I'll take care. Bye.